According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 230.70a, outdoor meters and meter enclosures shall be accessible from grade level unless approved for mounting on poles, walls, or other structures. Furthermore, Section 230.70a specifies that outdoor meters and enclosures shall be located in a readily accessible location. Section 230.70 requires that outdoor meters shall be installed at a height of not less than 4 feet, which is 1.22 meters above finished grade. To properly measure the height of the meter box, the measurement should be taken from the top of the meter box to the ground surface directly below the box. It is crucial to understand that this measurement should not include any steps or vegetation that may be present around the box. The measurement should be taken from the top of the meter box to the finished grade. The finished grade refers to the final elevation of the ground surface after construction or landscaping is completed. This is the level from which the height of the meter box is determined to ensure compliance with the code. Accessibility is a key consideration in the placement of meter boxes. The NEC mandates that meters be readily accessible, ensuring that utility workers and inspectors can easily reach them for reading, maintenance, and repairs. Obstructions such as overgrown vegetation, locked gates, or other barriers can impede access and create hazardous situations. Therefore, it is essential to maintain a clear and unobstructed path to the meter box. The specific height requirement of not less than 4 feet, or 1.22 meters, is intended to prevent accidental damage to the meter box, as well as to protect it from flooding, snow accumulation, and other environmental hazards. This height also facilitates easier reading and maintenance by utility personnel. When installing a meter box, it is important to consider the local climate and environmental conditions. In areas with heavy snowfall, for example, it may be necessary to mount the meter box higher than the minimum requirement to prevent it from being buried in snow. Similarly, in areas prone to flooding, the meter box should be installed at a height that will keep it above the anticipated flood level. Proper installation of the meter box is not only essential for safety and compliance with the NEC, but also for ensuring the accuracy and reliability of the meter readings. A meter box that is installed too low or is otherwise improperly installed may be more susceptible to damage or tampering, which can result in inaccurate readings and billing disputes. When determining the appropriate location for a meter box, it is important to consult with the local utility company and obtain any necessary permits or approvals. Utility companies typically have specific requirements for meter box placement and may require an inspection to ensure that the installation meets their standards. Compliance with the NEC and local utility requirements is crucial for ensuring the safety and reliability of the electrical system, as well as for avoiding potential fines or penalties. Failure to comply with these requirements can also create hazardous situations for utility workers and homeowners. Regular inspection and maintenance of the meter box are also important for ensuring its continued safe and reliable operation. Any damage to the meter box, such as cracks, corrosion, or loose connections, should be repaired promptly by a qualified electrician. The meter box should also be kept free of debris, vegetation, and other obstructions that could impede access or create a fire hazard. In addition to the height requirement, the NEC also specifies other requirements for the installation of meter boxes, such as the need for proper grounding and bonding. Grounding and bonding are essential for preventing electrical shocks and ensuring the safe operation of the electrical system. The NEC also requires that meter boxes be installed in a weatherproof enclosure to protect them from the elements. The enclosure should be made of a durable material that is resistant to corrosion and other forms of damage. When selecting a meter box enclosure, it is important to choose one that is appropriate for the environment in which it will be installed. In coastal areas, for example, it may be necessary to use an enclosure made of stainless steel or another corrosion-resistant material. The NEC also provides guidance on the selection of conductors and overcurrent protection devices for meter boxes. The conductors must be sized appropriately for the load they will be carrying, and the overcurrent protection devices must be sized to protect the conductors from overload and short-circuit conditions. Proper selection and installation of conductors and overcurrent protection devices are essential for ensuring the safe and reliable operation of the electrical system. It's also important to understand the concept of readily accessible. Readily accessible, as defined by the NEC, means capable of being reached quickly for operation, renewal, or inspections without requiring those to whom ready access is requisite to climb over or remove obstacles or to resort to portable ladders, and so forth. This definition underscores the importance of ensuring that the meter box is not only at the correct height but also easily reachable without the need for specialized equipment or significant effort. This accessibility is vital for utility workers who need to read the meter, perform maintenance, or respond to emergencies. Therefore, when selecting a location for the meter box, consider potential obstructions such as landscaping, fences, or other structures that could impede access. The area around the meter box should be kept clear and free of obstacles to ensure that it remains readily accessible at all times. Furthermore, the NEC addresses the issue of working space around electrical equipment, including meter boxes. Adequate working space is essential for safety and allows electricians to perform their tasks without being hindered by obstructions or cramped conditions. The specific requirements for working space vary depending on the voltage of the equipment and the configuration of the installation. However, the general principle is that there should be sufficient space to allow for safe and efficient operation and maintenance. In the case of meter boxes, the working space should be sufficient to allow utility workers to safely access the meter for reading, testing, and repairs. This includes providing enough room to maneuver tools and equipment, as well as ensuring that there is adequate lighting to see the meter and its connections. Maintaining proper working space around the meter box not only enhances safety, but also improves the efficiency of utility operations. It allows workers to perform their tasks more quickly and easily, reducing the risk of errors or accidents. Therefore, it is essential to consider working space requirements when selecting a location for the meter box and to ensure that the area around the meter is kept clear and unobstructed. In addition to the height, accessibility, and working space requirements, the NEC also addresses the issue of meter box security. Meter tampering and theft of electricity are serious problems that can result in significant financial losses for utility companies and increased costs for consumers. Therefore, it is important to take steps to protect meter boxes from unauthorized access and tampering. The NEC provides guidance on the selection and installation of meter box enclosures that are designed to resist tampering. These enclosures typically feature tamper-resistant hardware and locking mechanisms that prevent unauthorized access to the meter and its connections. Additionally, the NEC recommends that meter boxes be installed in locations that are not easily visible from the street or other public areas. This can help to deter potential vandals or thieves from targeting the meter box. Regular inspection of the meter box for signs of tampering or damage is also important. Any evidence of tampering, such as broken seals or damaged enclosures, should be reported to the utility company immediately. By taking these steps, it is possible to reduce the risk of meter tampering and theft of electricity. The NEC also addresses the issue of meter box grounding and bonding. Grounding and bonding are essential for preventing electrical shocks and ensuring the safe operation of the electrical system. The NEC requires that meter boxes be properly grounded to a grounding electrode system. The grounding electrode system provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, which helps to protect people and equipment from electrical shock. The NEC also requires that all metal parts of the meter box be bonded together to create an electrically continuous path. Bonding helps to equalize the voltage potential between different metal parts, which reduces the risk of electrical shock. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for ensuring the safety of the electrical system and for protecting people from electrical hazards. Therefore, it is important to follow the NEC requirements for grounding and bonding when installing a meter box. Furthermore, when considering the location of the meter box, you must think about environmental factors. Environmental factors such as exposure to sunlight, moisture, and extreme temperatures can affect the performance and lifespan of the meter box and its components. The NEC requires that meter boxes be installed in locations that are protected from these environmental factors. For example, meter boxes should be installed in locations that are shielded from direct sunlight to prevent overheating. They should also be installed in locations that are protected from moisture to prevent corrosion. In areas with extreme temperatures, it may be necessary to use meter box enclosures that are specifically designed to withstand these conditions. By considering these environmental factors, it is possible to ensure that the meter box will operate reliably and safely for many years. In addition to the NEC requirements, local codes and regulations may also apply to meter box installations. These local codes and regulations may be more stringent than the NEC requirements and may address specific issues that are relevant to the local area. It is important to check with the local building department or electrical inspector to determine what local codes and regulations apply to meter box installations in your area. Compliance with both the NEC and local codes and regulations is essential for ensuring the safety and legality of the electrical installation. As electrical codes can be complex and change over time, regular training and education are crucial for electricians and other professionals who work with electrical systems. Staying up to date on the latest code requirements and best practices can help to ensure that electrical installations are performed safely and correctly. There are many resources available for electrical code training, including online courses, workshops, and seminars. The NEC itself is also a valuable resource providing detailed information on all aspects of electrical installations. By investing in ongoing training and education, electrical professionals can stay ahead of the curve and provide their customers with the highest quality of service. In summary, the height of the meter box from the ground surface is governed by the NEC, specifically section 230.70 ATWR, which mandates a minimum height of 4 feet or 1.22 meters above finished grade. This measurement should be taken from the top of the meter box to the ground surface directly below, excluding any steps or vegetation. Adhering to these guidelines ensures accessibility, safety, and compliance with electrical codes.